Om Shanti Arshabai.
Om Shanti, good everyone. So hope you had a beautiful Amrit Vela. So if you remember yesterday, Baba was talking about Amrit Vela, where it's a time to take all the powers from Baba, that powers that makes us self-sovereign, that powers that makes our kingdom Akhand, undivided kingdom. And Baba was bringing our attention to the kingdom inside the mind. And especially Baba was bringing our attention to all powers, using the right power at the right time, and we get all the powers at Amrit Vela. It's a unique time to empower ourselves. So let's take a minute to save a couple of minutes, sitting before Baba, taking Baba's drishti. Feel the power. Feel Baba's power reinforcing your awareness, reinforcing the mind, reinforcing the intellect, reinforcing your eternal and original sanskara. Take drishti from Baba. Feel Baba's company with your heart. Feel Baba's power in your heart, reinforcing your heart. Taking drishti with your mind, feeling Baba's love with your heart. And make this experience natural. The experience of being that powerful soul, natural. Feel the radiance of purity. Purity is nothing but aligning to your eternal self, powerful self. Feel that divinity in your stage, full of love. Baba's presence is very effortless, and feel that purity working, restoring that sukh and shanti within. मन की शांति, दिल का सुख, by allowing your awareness to your eternal self. Come back. So we were reading the Murli from 1989, from December 5th Murli, where Baba is talking about how to remain constantly happy. Just try to digest what it means to be constantly happy. Very much in line of Sunday's Murli, Akhand, the kingdom which is undivided and uninterrupted. Swaraj is the basis of that Akhand, undivided kingdom. And constant happiness is very much connected to that Akhand kingdom. So Baba is bringing our attention to the happiness that comes from the attainments. Even yesterday also Baba was bringing our attention to the treasures, Gyan, Gun, Shakti, Baba's company, Baba's direction, Baba's blessings, Baba's support, all the attainments, godly attainments. So if I'm really experiencing all the attainments, happiness will be visible on the face practically. Baba is bringing our attention. Brahmin life is the life of happiness. And Baba is bringing our attention to the, the spectrum of happiness. Happiness that comes from transient temporary things to happiness that comes from eternal things. And Baba shows the contrast. There is a huge difference between temporary happiness and the permanent happiness that we experience. And the permanent happiness is based on Sampanna and Sampurna Sthiti, complete and perfect stage. And from there, whatever vibration that comes serves the soul. It uplifts the atmosphere, uplifts the souls who are in the presence of that one who is in that Sampanna and Sampurna Sthiti. Baba is bringing our attention to godly attainments and spiritual happiness gives us the experience of peace and the strength. Experience of peace and strength of the body and the mind in the shade of its attainments. It gives a lot of power by staying in the presence of that, they feel sense of coolness, in the presence of a being who is Sampanna and Sampurna. So Baba is bringing our attention to three types of happiness. So am I happy with myself, wherein Baba is bringing our attention to. So am I happy with what's going on in my mind? Am I happy with what's going on in my heart? Am I happy with my stage? Am I happy with all the connections and relationships with the others? Am I happy with the impact that I want to bring into this world? Happy with the self, others, and service. Baba is bringing our attention to that. And again, all of this thing is rooted in this foundation of who am I, which is I would know the answer when I have these other signs that I realized the answer to who am I, which is I know who I am and I'm happy with myself, happy with others, happy with the service. So Baba is bringing our attention to so why why am I not where I'm supposed to be, even though Baba has given everything equally to everyone. Some have, some are almighty, master almighty authorities, and some are not. They're all number wise. Why is that? So Baba is bringing our attention to bringing to these two things. What makes you away? There are two main reasons for unhappiness with the self. That is, I understand what's supposed to be my highest stage, but I have given up. So this is a stage of being disheartened. Or am I comparing with others and losing myself, feeling jealousy on seeing the specialities, the fortune, and the part of the others? So I'm losing myself looking at the others' progress. So this too takes us away my happiness. So Baba also says, like, how do you deal with this? So Baba brings our attention to look at the specialities, your own speciality and also the speciality of the others. And Baba is giving extra uh, reinforcement. Everyone Baba has picked up has some specialty or the others. Even if you exercise on the one specialty that you have, that itself will take you to the next level. And Baba gave the example of Boli Dadi. So, wherein she has so much love for Baba Yagya that she knows what she can do and then she exercises her specialty every time anyone who comes. And everyone remembers her because everyone received that sense of happiness from her. So that's what makes them remember her. So Baba says, recognize your specialty and exercise that specialty, and that will take you to the next level. And Baba was talking to the teachers. So wherein Baba is talking about this Murli, especially Baba is talking about the service of increase the quantity and quality. So the seeds you have sow the seeds and have renunciation. You are now eating the fruit of somebody from our ancestors who are did the service, and then we didn't have to go through what our ancestors have gone through. So you are reaping the fruit of our ancestors. So now we are all lucky, Papa's children. So now let such quality fruit emerge. Right now we are reaping the fruit of them. So, so now Baba says the quantity already exists. Now increase the quality of them. So now we have to reach our goal of Satyug. So that's what Baba is inspiring. Baba is inspiring Kumaris to surrender. And Baba is also talking about those who are surrendered in the teachers, the day in and day out, they are doing Baba service. Some who have Lokik job, they are doing double service, they're taking care of their livelihood and also Baba service. And the householders, Baba is bringing attention to, they play all the three roles, taking care of the study, service, and sustaining the household. So Baba is inspiring to take advantage of wherever you are and move forward. So here Baba is telling to all the elevated souls who are always full of speciality of happiness to the sensible and essential souls who always recognize their speciality and use them, to the great souls who always remain happy and have the greatness of making others happy. Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So, Baba is also reaching out to the Sivadaris from Agra and Rajasthan. Baba is bringing the attention to the throne. Even today, Baba is bringing our attention to all the three thrones: throne, immortal throne, Baba's heart throne, and the future throne. So, to be seated on that Akhand, undivided kingdom, throne of that undivided kingdom, you need to have that stage from now onwards: purity that leads to Sukh Shanti. So here also Baba is bringing attention to Rajasthan, the souls who are kings. Kings stay on the seat. To be seated on the throne means to be a king who have self-sovereignty, Swaraj. Yesterday's Murli Baba elaborated on what Swaraj really means: being a king of your mind. And even if Maya comes in the mind, Maya comes to make you climb the ladder of experience. Baba used that beautiful word. It gives you a ladder of experience to climb up your stage. So here Baba was, with this awareness, all physical organs will automatically follow your orders. Baba's heart throne is for those who move along, considering themselves to be seated on that immortal throne, Akal Takht. Because by understanding yourself to be a soul, you remember the Father. So that is a foundation. Unless you climb on to that Swardarshan and seated on that immortal throne, Amar, you cannot experience the company. You cannot remember Baba. So Baba is bringing, say, seated on the immortal throne that leads to Baba's heart throne, and that can lead to, purifies the soul, that brings Sukh Shanti, and that leads to that throne of Akhanda. Baba is bringing, do not forget the immortal throne, heart throne, and come into the earth of the body. Body is just the dust, right? And go beyond the dust consciousness, Baba says. And there is this dust of 23 births that has been built up that need to be dissolved. Those who are powerful never becomes weak. Stay powerful. And power comes from the awareness. So Baba has now cleansed you, removed all the dirt, all the consciousness of the body, which means all bodily emotions are cleansed. And now, with this awareness, always remain powerful. Those who are powerful never become weak. So hold that pure awareness, that clean heart, that clean mind, and stay in that awareness and stay in your power. Those who are powerful never becomes weak. To become weak means to have an illness of Maya. Illness of Maya. Weakness is nothing but Maya, or Maya is nothing but weakness. Being powerful is nothing but being yourself. So you have now become healthy. There are no illness of Maya. The soul has become powerful. Karmic accounts of the body are different matters, but the mind has become powerful. Body is weak and doesn't function. That is the last body, and that will happen anyway. But the soul should be powerful because the soul is going to move forward, not the body. Bodies come from the old world, so there may be some ups and downs of the body, but the mind should be powerful. The soul should not become weak when the body becomes weak. Always remember that you are those who are going to be seated on the double throne and have a double crown. And Baba brings our attention to be happy. To be content means to be happy. Happiness comes when there is fullness of everything that is needed and desired by mind, by heart, by our company, and that is virtues and powers, all the treasures, and also exercising those virtues and powers at the right time, which is the awareness, which is the gyan. All of you are content. To be content means to be happy. Those who always remain happy, or are you, or only sometimes, Baba is bringing our attention to. So if you are happy, that vibrations will not just stay contained, it will start spreading. And Baba is bringing our attention to stay in touch with Baba, stay write letter to Baba, and don't go into expansion, focus on the essence. Essence of are you happy or not, and what is stopping, and take Baba's drishti and remain happy. May you be accurate and powerful, and clarity of all the secrets of knowledge using a few words. And here, few words is where Baba is bringing our attention to kind of no words, especially when you become Vanprasth, beyond words, beyond sound. When you go beyond sound and beyond words, and when you are in that stage, and when you have to speak, your stage is driving the words that are coming out of your mouth, and they will be accurate and powerful. And there is a saying, there is a Vak Shakti, there is a power in your mouth, in your words. And that power is nothing but your bodiless stage, your stage beyond sound. One word will fill 1,000 words, and Baba is bringing our attention, stay beyond in that one prastha. With one word, you'll be able to clarify all the secrets of knowledge, and expansion will end. Slogan, to say Baba from your heart means to remain happy and powerful. Now comes the question, what does it mean to say Baba from your heart? And the sign of that should make you powerful, and that result in happiness. What is your stage when you're saying Baba from your heart? What is happening behind the scene when you say Baba from your heart that is going to make you powerful? Let's take a minute to meditate on this. Also try to see this Murli through the lens of yesterday Sunday's Murli, Swarajya Adhikari, that leads to future throne, to the kingdom, to the Akhand, undivided kingdom. Try to recall the Sunday's Murli and try to see how these two Murlis are intertwined. how purity leads to Sukh and Shanti, how happiness is expressed through your drishti, through your eyes, and definitely through your words, face, and activities. How does that stage of contentment feel like? How does Lakshmi and Narayan, who are very content, feel wherein their drishti is filling the hearts of anyone who's taking the drishti of deities, even now in the temples? What's in their heart, what's in their mind, what is their stage? Put yourself in their shoes and see how are your eyes, how is your expression on the face. What's make you content? What is feeling that it is making you content? And how those contents are connected to the purity. What are those contents in your awareness, in your heart, in your mind? What are those contents that is making you powerful? They are more than words. What is creating your stage? Purity is that which restores that sukh and shanti. Purity is that which brings that sparkle in your eyes, smile on your face, the divinity in your presence. Purity is that which makes you content, not renunciation, not tyag or tapasya or yajna or japa. Purity is that which makes you happy, which makes you content, which makes you sukhi and shant swarup, santust and sampanna. When you are in this stage, Maya will not have a courage even to come close to you. Keep your attention on what makes up, what is that contents that make you content. So the contents of your mind, your heart, your stage, your awareness. What is it that makes up your stage? What is it that makes up you as you are? That leads to Sukh Shanti, not only for yourself, anyone who is looking at you brings coolness, relief. Take a minute to reflect. When I experience that Sampanna Sampurna Sthiti, I'm happy with myself. Others will be happy with me, and I will be happy with others also. And I'll be happy with the service. Others will be happy with my presence. Service happens. And try to relax into that eternal awareness. A relaxed attention can make it constant and natural. Hold that gentle attention on that pure presence that can lead to a long lasting stage. Om Shanti. So, where is your attention? What makes you complete and perfect? What are the contents in your mind, in your heart that makes it complete and perfect? Need to unmute yourself and yes, Girijaben.
Oh, good morning, Ashata.
Morning.
Shanti.
Hope you're feeling better.
Little, of course.
I can hear
It's
your
just the
voice.
body.
Mhm.
It was, for me, spoke about yesterday's Murli. Plus, I also want to share with you, we had a master class yesterday about how to become elevated. And I was just churning on that. You know what happens? Every time we become like an autopilot. You know, everything looks normal. We think We wake up, the mind is talking, we meditate, we meet people, we feel everything is taken care of as if we have managed everything. But we do not look at the world within us, which keeps running without us noticing. There's no shift in consciousness. It's just like what I feel like an autopilot going on. That's what we have been doing. Year after year, a new year comes, new year resolution we take, and then we move about like an autopilot. Is that the thing to be elevated? So I was just sharing in that we need to have a shift in our consciousness. We need to have not only an elevation in our thoughts, but even there has to be a mental elevation. We just do not look at the mind and we elevate, because all these things which we are talking about is what we call as a self-sovereign. But what happened, you'll see, uh, as we are moving, there's a past scene, there's, as Baba said in yesterday's Murli, a worry in the background. Small things will suddenly feel moving. Life is moving, yes, absolutely fine. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, absolutely okay, everything going on well. But I am not fully in charge of myself, because I have not noticed my deep self. Then where the thing can I be sovereign? So if I don't have that one kingdom now, which is needed, which is what Baba talks about now, where am I going to have one kingdom in the future? So I was trying to connect, these three things: the Sunday Murli, the class which we had yesterday, and of course Baba's this present Murli, and that one religion, total purity, which is what Baba speaks, which has to be now. And it's only now in this confluence age, absolutely short age, where Baba said it's just even 1 second is equal to, I don't know, 2 years. Earlier he said, but now he said 2 months, shortest confluence age. And within that, to stay pure, to be pure, we have no time. And then we can inculcate that virtue over there in our future. And that's where that happiness. For me, I was just trying to churn these three sources which I went through, the master class which we had yesterday. But I just said what I feel is we have to shift our consciousness. That one thing which Baba spoke in the one Murli which I liked, I am an elevated soul seated on the immortal throne. I think this one thing, if we totally take it, I think it would do wonders. I can't, I'm not able to go deeper than this, but I hope I could have passed on to you what are the thoughts I had in my mind about the Sunday Murli and the Som.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Pujat Bhai?
Uh, yeah, Shanti. So, the speciality that Papa is highlighting, right? So, everybody with one or the other speciality. So, I think most of the Brahmins or most of the people are facing that problem of discovering the speciality of the self, right? Everybody is with one or the other speciality, but when we don't discover our own speciality or we don't discover other speciality, and we don't appreciate that, there also I think we feel disheartened, right? So I think that is also a sanskar that we carried from long time. So that could be one reason, because when we are aware of our speciality, then of course we should feel good about it, right? And we start enjoying that also, and also definitely that we will put that into service or wherever it can be used, and definitely that will grow. But when you are not really giving time to discover that, then you will see other speciality, and that's where you will get disheartened, and eventually the jealousy, everything, comparison, all will come. Right. So, isn't it something that we carried from a long time? The sanskar, isn't it? The sanskar, it's coming that um, comparison and also unable to see the speciality of the self. I was thinking like that.
Yeah, actually, this is a it was a beautiful social experiment which was done, I think, by the Dow soap, I guess, around the beauty. So they asked forensic uh, expert who draws based on the description. They asked individuals to share their own how do they look, right? And then he's asking questions and he's there describing, and then he's drawing the picture. And he does not know who is on the other side, but he is separated. And then they ask somebody else in the lobby to interact with them for a few minutes, and then ask them to describe the other person. And 100% time, the painting that came out was totally different based on the description this mentioned by the others, mentioned by themselves. So in other words, that they are highlighting how you look yourself and how you really look. There is a huge difference. And then that was a huge realization in the Laukic world, I'm saying. So what we did this experiment within Baba's family. So we all had the Baba's children sit in the circle, and everyone has a small paper, right? And then they have their name on it, right? And they focus, and then when the bell rings, the paper moves to the next person. So when it moves to the next person, they can see the name on it, and they have to find some specialty of that person. Not just like, oh, they are nice, they are good, but they have to connect a data point, which is like, yeah, I remember they express this quality in in this situation, or they consistently show this quality. And then we ask them to meditate a little bit, 30 seconds, and then write the quality there, right? And then they ask to pass on. By the time everyone get to write one quality of other person, and then once the circle goes around, it comes back into their own hands, right? And that's when they see there will be one quality which will be consistently repeating, and then same quality which will be coming in different flavors, different wordings. And that was a big realization within the family that, yeah, this is the quality everyone looks in you, but do you recognize this quality within you? And that was a really powerful exercise that we did. It was, I really liked it. So, because most of the time we don't think that is our strength. We think that, yeah, I can do that, but you never thought that that was your strength. Once you know that is your strength, you leverage that to overcome all other shortcomings. Because we may be happy, but we may not be kind all the time, so you have to use your happiness to compensate on all other situations where it is not working. Yeah, no, I would strongly recommend that. And then other thing, here in the West, whenever we have a birthday, we have the birthday card goes around, and then we ask them to find one specialty that they like. So they always write this thing in the blessing. They say this is your specialty, and then those things also goes long ways. Not randomly picking some blessing card and then may you be this. That does not go far. When you have somebody genuinely thinking and then reflecting and then giving that. Yeah. That
Yeah,
that activity will go long ways. Yes.
yeah, very true. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else would love to share? In these days, Murli also Baba is emphasizing on the importance of the time. So importance the so that these two things go hand in hand. Attention. Once you pay attention, you your awareness will change based on what you're paying attention to. And holding that awareness takes time. And longer I hold that awareness, longer I get to know, or longer I'll give that awareness to sink in and to become natural. So it does take time. It's not just remembering, it also takes time to sink that awareness, assimilate inside ourselves, and then bring some shift in overall self. So Papa brings that attention to the time. How long am I in that awareness? Holding is one thing. Holding is a conscious effort. But once you experience it, can you carry that stage? How long will I carry that stage? Which means I have to pay that attention, I have to keep my eye on that feel for that presence and allow that thing to marinate. And it takes time to sink in. It takes time to sink in. That pure peace, pure love, pure bliss, elevated, selfless, fearless, Um, fear is connected to limited self, eternal self. Slowly, it slowly starts mm, revealing as it sinks in, as this stage sinks in, and it takes time, and that does take time. And that's where when Baba says, like, you need to practice this over a long period of time, be happy for a long period of time. In other words, carry that stage, sense of happiness over a long period of time. Yeah. Yeah, self-sovereignty. Yeah, within that self-sovereignty also comes when we create that inner atmosphere, creating that inner atmosphere, uh, and then the atmosphere shifts based on where am I paying attention to.
Mm.
If I'm too much logged in on certain aspect, and then like Girjaben was telling, most of the time we don't even know when how long are we in autopilot mode, because we are not even aware. Only when we are mindful, then only we will know that, oh, this is limited awareness, that is eternal awareness. But if I'm not even paying attention, I by default I will be in a autopilot mode. So in other words, it is not just the words, it's not just the gyan, it is what I feel when I'm listening to Murli, what I feel, uh, that shifts the atmosphere inside. Right?
Yeah. So I recently happened to hear one um, class on the youth wing. So they are taking a session on purpose of life. Okay,
Mm,
um, so in that they are trying to make it's mainly covered in the schools and colleges. So they say that nowadays most of the students or even the youth, people who are working also, they are just living, but most of them are not aware what is the purpose of life. Everybody is just living,
mm,
so when this question is asked to them, right, 90% of the people are unable to give an answer, the purpose of life.
mm,
So in their session, so it's you know they make them understand what is life and how it has to be enjoyed and what is the value of life and how we need to take or use our life to our full potential, live our life to our full potential. So they, in that session, they motivate people to live and have a wonderful, sweet life. Okay, happy life, basically. So that's the whole purpose. But so this was highlighted that the people who are living in this world, right, the majority are not aware the purpose of life. They are just living.
Mm. Yeah. They're just going through the motions. This happened, that create triggered some emotion, this triggered. They are going through some motions, then that's it. There is no reins, in other words. Like, but of course, when something triggers and then they don't feel good, so then they try to pick something outside, blame,
Mm,
criticize, whatever that thing is. But at the end of the day, they're just going through the motions, and those motions is what driving their actions, interactions, and all other stuff. But there is no purpose. Yeah, that's true. Unless we get a taste for life, and that's what most of us get when we first come to Baba, and we get to say that, oh, you are a soul, try to feel it, and we get a taste of it. Then we say, like, oh, this is nothing unlike anything else that I have ever experienced. And then we say, like, oh, look, this is your purpose. This is what drives the happy life, not just going through triggered emotions,
mm.
going through emotions.
I
Yeah.
think that could be the reason why some of the people are unable to continue with this knowledge. So, when we so last week, I mean, few days back, we were conducting a exhibition in one of the temples. So, many people came, those who took the course and left this knowledge. Okay, so they all came and everybody said, good, good, good. Yeah, I want to continue, but my situation is this and that. So, like that, there are many people. So, I was also thinking the same, like, why they're unable to sustain, it's also a
Mm.
matter of sustaining, right? So,
Mm.
many people are failing there to sustain, and they're not
Mm.
realizing there also the purpose comes, right? So eventually we all have to go back and then make ourselves the best. So one has to work on the self to get there, right, to make them a better version. So that is the purpose of life. So they are also somewhere losing or not understanding their purpose, right?
Mm.
Otherwise, why would they live?
Yeah, no, agreed, but definitely, but uh, so one of the things, especially when we do programs, is we aim to get that feel. We aim to get the feel for the soul. So whatever we say should lead towards that experience, because they have enough gyan. I don't have to complete this list of this 10 things I need to complete. I don't have to create a 50 slide deck and then just run it through. My aim is, like, if they have given me half an hour, this half an hour, my goal, I'm successful when I'm able to give a feel for the soul, whatever it be. I can even just simply say that, just relax and then see how you feel to be just relaxed. So that we want to create the traction of what it feels to be relaxed, what it feels to be peaceful, what it feels to be no worries. Just imagine magically something happened, boom, some bomb blew off, and then all the things that you are worried about, you don't have to worry anymore. Magically something happened, and then just hold that mindset and then just imagine. You don't have to write any more exam, just imagine. And how does it feel? So we want to create a feel for it, and then we want to put some words around it so that they can hold that feeling. And then we say, like, look, what you felt is soul, and that is you, that is natural, that does not change when things happen. But you staying in that space gives you strength. Other things come and go, and then we have to create that safe space inside them, which is like they got to get a feel for it first, and then we say, like, stay in that, sustain that feeling, and then boom. And then now you compare, like, do you want to go out and then start thinking about other things that will take you away from your sense of peace? So stay in that peaceful stage and then deal with that. And then we bring the practical spirituality into play. So again, coming back to creating that feel for what it means to be soul. Uh, if we aim, I mean, it's not just for outsiders, it is for ourselves also. So that's what Baba is asking us to do, that it takes time to soak in what it means to be powerful, what it means to be Baba's child, what it means to be like a deity, what it means to be divine. Yeah, so more I try to hold that feel for myself, uh, more natural it starts getting to. Yeah. Sorry, I see Vinod, Vinod, but yeah.
Harshabai, just time is even running. Just one sentence to add to what Bijit Pai said and what you said. Bijit Pai
Mhm.
spoke about purpose of life. See, the story of the soul in the golden age and silver age is absolutely well defined. There was no question of more happiness or anything. It was actually stored. It's like a chip kept in the soul of the thing, and things were running beautifully. The question of awareness didn't arise. Came the copper age when person we started looking for things. We didn't know who am I, who is God. Nothing was defined. So we ran, scattered ourselves and all. And then came this Sangam Yug. Shiv Baba came down, gave down Amrit Vela, Murli, Bhog, sleep, Numasham Yog, night sleep with me. And again in service, everything was defined. So we all move like autopilots. We see, are we carrying our notebooks to the Murli class? Are we doing this like disciplined students? But there is not a bit of feeling probably is lost. There is more in following obedience. There's no feeling at all over there. Now, as you coming to what you said, when people you go and tell them about Shiv Baba, there should be one trigger, something a pinching them about that whole lecture, feeling. That's why Baba now speaks about experiences. I think this autopilot mode we should not forget because that's the basic. The otherwise we'll become like robots. So the story of the soul is like that. It cannot be blamed. But now what we need to do is inject that's what I said. Go to the being within. We are just talking like something given to us by Shiv Baba, handed over to us, and we are giving it to the public. Cycle, this, that. The not knowing the scriptures already have it. I think we have to change our switch on to the conscious mode. Om Shanti.
Thank you. I just quickly want to give attention to Vinod Bhai. Vinod Bhai, you want to quickly share what you have written? It's really nice what you have put down in chat.
Um, I I felt that these qualities come up within us. I mean, every fruit takes time to be born by a plant. So Baba is only watering and giving sun light to us on a daily basis, so that that fruit germinates faster. But everything has its own timeline, and it is both the tree and the person who plants them to come together to make it a beautiful plant.
Mm,
Everybody is going through that process, and it only decides who comes faster and who comes later.
mm.
It's drama.
Yeah. No, I like the mindset to hold that we are just an actors in this. We are not of this world. So we live in this world, but not we don't belong to the world. Like an actor consciousness as a guest, that will help us to sustain that purity inside. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Rakiben, any announcement before I wrap up?
No, Harshavai, we can move on to meditation.
Ready? So make yourself very comfortable in your natural, peaceful, loveful self. Take a minute to get a feel for it. Feel for your eternal self. Feel for your original self, Anadi and Adi stage. Bring your attention to your heart. Bring your attention to that feel, for that pure peace, pure love, pure bliss. Bring your attention to Baba, who's giving us this support, giving us his company, his powerful presence in our heart. Shifting the energy in your heart. Feel Baba's presence in your heart and carry this loving light. Carry these feelings throughout the day. Om Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harshabai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.